Alright everybody, welcome back to Quarterfinals of tonight's Friday Night Magic stream from Lost Legion Games and Comics in South Charleston, West Virginia. Come in.
I'm heading out.
Okay, bud. See you later, John.
Yep, see ya.
Have a good one.
I will. Are you going to be at the pre-release?
I will be there.
Alright, we'll be there.
We'll see you then.
See you then.
Alright, with those, that aside, let's get back to the action here at hand. On the right, we've got Maxx Turner, who went 4-1 tonight with his Jund mid-range deck, squaring off against Ian Strege, who went 4-0 and drew into the top 8 with his red, white, black, good stuff deck. It's more mid-range than it is aggro or anything else, but it's got the usual suspects: Restoration Angel, Thundermaw, Hellkite, Obsidat, and things of that nature. So, classic battle between two mid-range decks. I would think in this matchup, Maxx is going to play the control, where Ian will switch into more of a beatdown strategy. But we will wait and see. Sin Collector making an appearance, netting a bonfire and leaving Maxx with 4 lands in his hands. I'm now joined by Zach Villianco. Our
Double Zach activate power.
We're now running at max capacity on Zach's in here. So we've got Ian playing his red, white, black mid-range deck, his homebrew. It's just good stuff. There's so many standard decks right now that are just a good stuff deck.
Well, that's what this kind of mana base does for you.
Hey, is my iPod out there?
Yeah.
It had been slotted down. No, you're exactly right. The mana base is incredibly flexible and allows you to play whatever cards you want to. And when that happens, you end up seeing stuff like this. Someone playing Boros Reckoner into Olivia. I guess this is not that egregious because they're all like equivalent. That's really good. Bonfire off the top for 3. Clears the board out. Maxx is going to drop to 10 off the Reckoner trigger though, but he is back in this one.
Bonfire off the top is always good.
Yeah.
No, I mean, there was... But talking about...
Rakdos return
Ooh.
for 4.
Ouch.
Dropping Maxx all the way down to 6, and more importantly, emptying his hand. Now, we know his hand was all lands anyway. Huntmaster's a good one off the top.
Yeah.
Going to help stem the tide in terms of life loss and let Maxx get some pressure on board and see the Hulk make an appearance.
Both players are allowed to play cards and have stuff happen during their matches?
They are.
How does that work?
Yeah, no one's trying to cast a 9-cost sorcery in this game, so Zach doesn't understand what's going on.
I'm very confused.
Although I guess that Bonfire of the Dam can be a 9-cost sorcery. And there's an Olivia Voldaren.
She's a traitor, shows up on the other side of the match.
Hey, JB.
Oh, thanks, JB. Oh, yes, this is for my Scarecrow EDH deck.
Foil Aven Changeling. It's amazing the things that make you happy.
You should have seen them smile on my face.
I know. So meanwhile, War Leader's Helix takes out Olivia Voldaren. He could have pumped it to a 4/4, but obviously would have been irrelevant. Reckoner serves in. I mean, you can. No, you can't double block because he's going to just first strike it, and then he's also got Vault active. Rest of Angel blinking the Reckoner. I wonder why he did that at sorcery speed. I don't think there's really any cause for that. Maxx is going to pass back with outcasting a spell. It's going to trigger his Huntmaster. So he now has a 4/4. And then Maxx is dead on board because he can't block the Reckoner. So that one was over quick. Ian's deck is remarkably quick, which is not entirely to be unexpected considering the fact that he does play Thundermaws and Obsidats and Boros Reckoner.
We didn't even see Thundermaw, and Thundermaw just does stuff right there.
Yeah, he beat Garrett. Now, to be fair, Garrett's draw was very poor in both games. Ian is running main deck Appetite for Brains. So both games he got Garrett, who was playing Grixis Control, with that, and grabbed a Ralzeric in both games. So, but he beat Garrett in like about 4 or 5 turns.
So
it's good. Yeah. Do you need something from him, or need something to give to him?
I need to give him a snap first. I need to give you back a clone, right?
You have 1 Watery Grave of mine.
Yes, I can give that to you now.
I will allow it.
I tried to buy a watery grave from the store, but they didn't have another one. So I'll have to go patronize somewhere else, unfortunately. Actually, by the time we have to play it again, I'm sure they will have one. But
I agree. That's probably going to happen.
Thank you.
So we move into the second game here. I would think sideboard Maxx had a little bit better chance this game, so it'll be interesting to see how this matchup plays out.
Think twice from you?
Yeah, 2 think twice. Is that right?
Yeah, I think.
You can have those. I've got like tons of those.
Look at this guy. He's like, I don't even care about think twice. I just got him coming out the ying. How'd you do tonight, Scotty? You were playing the Immortal Servitude deck. It was a lot of fun.
3 and 2.
You can't beat a counterspell.
Yeah.
You can, if you draw one of your 4 sideboarded duresses, you can beat a counterspell. Or just draw 3 Immortal Servitudes.
I 3 dispels.
Okay.
Yeah, what do you?
I played those instant for the counter.
How do you beat a Rest in Peace?
4 Abrupt Gaze and 2...
But that means that Rest in Peace has to come down before you start going.
If I'm expecting Rest in Peace to come down, I'll try and not feel the...
But how do you...
And hopefully they'll play it on turn 2.
But Rest in Peace is one of those cards where, like, you can't really play around it because you don't know who's playing it.
Yeah.
If you're, like, in a top 8 and you know what their exact list is, then you can play. But if you're not sure if they're going to play Purify the Grave or Rest in Peace or not have any answer whatsoever, you're just kind of boned from the start.
Yeah. I don't know, I just figured a lot of people were playing Rest in Peace here.
I don't know what's exactly going on.
Why are people getting upset on each other?
Oh, there's been more than a couple people who have done the classic, everybody sucks, I'd dominate if I played at that store, these people obviously don't know how to play Magic. That happens every week. That's not new. I literally could not care less. Like, I'm a grown-ass, like, working professional who for some reason chooses to spend my Friday night sitting in a closet, not playing, but talking about people playing imaginary wizard fighting game. And I was also like, I don't know, we had a ton of people over at the house yesterday, like friends of mine from growing up, and like we're up till like God knows when in the morning. And then for whatever reason I woke up at 7:30. I took the day off work, but I was up at 7:30. I was just like, why? Why am I up at 7:30? Hey man. Okay.
I have a clone from you. Let me give it to you.
Oh, it's yours.
Oh, you are a kind and gentle soul. A gentleman and a scholar.
Alright, so Maxx is mulliganing the 6, I believe.
Thank you, Finn and Jake. I know you're not talking about me because I'm not the most talented Magic player, but I will say there are many talented Magic players in
Like,
this.
if we're going to do this thing where we talk about whether or not our shop has competitive level players, like you top 8'd Scotty top 8'd the TCG 5K.
Yen is like a freaking
Yen was
semi-pro player, but you know.
Yen lost his future match to top 8 SCG Columbus. Jonathan, your brother, top 16 SCG Cincinnati the month following. Dave Snow has pro points and qualified for Pro Tour Hawaii.
You come to the store with like 15 different Legacy decks that you could all play against it. You know.
I finished top 100 at the Legacy Grand Prix last year in Indianapolis. Like we're not like going to like break the format, but we're not morons. I mean, like Zach is a moron, but everyone else is.
Well,
like,
I mean, when you're going to play Volatile Rig and like it on purpose.
No, that's not even the one. It's the one where you build a combo deck where the key to your combo deck is to counter your own spell.
What? Come on, that's the rewind. That's how that card works, you know.
Volatile Rig, or what are you
No, we're talking about what I was playing tonight. Yeah.
These guys are playing Magic currently. Maxx was over turn 2 Farseek, and now he's duressing Ian to get rid of the Dreadbore, leaving Ian with an Olivia and I almost said just an Olivia.
Is that Cathedral Sanctifier?
Yeah, he plays these because he likes to blink them.
Yeah.
They're also very good against aggro.
Yeah, they're great against.
They trade with Legion Loyalist, and the 3 life you can blink it with a Restoration Angel. You get a lot of value out of it.
Yeah. One way he put it to me was his Shock Lilies gain one life.
Yeah.
He needs to come up that.
Yeah.
Why not?
I don't understand why it's still in the deck now, but he leaves them in against everybody. He left them in against Garrett. I don't know what he takes out. Because it seems to be like the worst card possible, right?
Yeah, if you're not playing.
Now it's just
Esper, I think you're probably-
now it's just gonna lose this Olivia. Well, actually, he's gonna clone the Olivia here. For now, right? You get 2 more weeks of that.
Yep.
Then your evil twins become a lot better in your blue black deck. There's that.
Even better.
So Cavern naming an irrelevant creature, but no play from Maxx. Oh no, he does have one. There's a Vampire Nighthawk.
Such a great card.
It is a very good card. I enjoy it tremendously. You missed it there on Wednesday, Zach. I know you're trying to get down for a cube draft, but couldn't make it. I was going to say I was playing a card you can appreciate, which is Frantic Search.
Oh yeah.
As I was trying to reanimate so many Woodfall Promises. And then the deck of the night though goes to Mr. Scotty right over there, who did this play to me specifically. Turn 2 Mind Stone into turn 3 a Johnny Vengeance into turn 4 Armageddon.
Then turn 4, turn 5 Scoop Phase, or?
Oh no, I played that shit up. No, I didn't. I did Scoop, but not immediately. It's hard to win from that point.
Yeah.
I have a bad... Oh, Thundermaw. Hellkite makes an appearance. Do you kill Garrick, I would imagine?
Yeah, I think you have.
Recently added Big Garrick to my cube, because I don't know why he wasn't in there previously.
The cube, by the way, followers of the stream, that is the 4th most drafted on CubeTutor.com.
It is. It's very popular. Partially because I drafted a lot myself, and then we had that contest.
But you didn't draft it 26,000 times.
Did you see we did have the contest where I had people draft my cube and then pick the deck I thought was the coolest. Did you see the deck that won?
I didn't see it. I saw that someone won.
It's like a dedicated Splinter Twin deck. He had Splinter Twin and Pestermite and Zealous Conscript.
I mean, when you're playing a standard deck or modern deck or whatever in Cube Draft, I think you're winning. You're doing it right.
Yeah, but it was the best Splinter Twin deck I'd seen because it had all 3 of the pieces and like just the stuff to find them and like the right finishers. That's pretty cool. There's also a really cool Naya aggro deck with a really good mana base, which I like to see too.
There's Grook again.
No, you're watching the delayed one.
Oh, because I'm an idiot.
Yeah, over here we have a Restoration Angel into Max's turn, Blinking Cathedral Sanctifier. There's an Olivia.
It looks
Going
like
to
Ian's
serve in
going to
for
get there.
yeah, going to serve in for 8, knocking Max down to 4, and I think he's a bonfire off the top away from losing this game. Is it there? Whoop.
I think it would have come out.
It was a wolf run, but unfortunately, he doesn't have 30 lands, so it wasn't going to be lethal. So Ian has played like 6,
or a 5 Crypt Gas.
Ian has played 6 games on the stream tonight, and he has won all of them.
His
And
deck
he has
is good.
won. Oh, I know it is, but I mean he's won all of them in about, I think like probably a half hour combined. That's not an exaggeration.
That's a good night.
I mean, when you play Odds and Dats and Thundermaws, you get there. Where was that? In Germany? I think it was in Germany. No, it was in France. It played 2 copies of Gitaxian Pro, just so you can get the threshold quicker and then through your deck. You're effectively playing 58 cards. And we saw Troy play earlier. He's playing his Bant Aggro deck, which is basically a Bant Hexproof shell with a couple of changes. He is playing Lockstone Smites, he is playing Strangleroot Geist, and he's playing a couple Simic Charms, which it seems to always get a ton of work out of.
Simic Charm?
Yeah.
Seems like it'd be really good against Brett. Although I'm sure Brett's packing far and away or whatever.
All that matters in this game is that Brett plays 7 sweepers. He just needs to he needs to not die before he gets to them, and then cast them.
Is that a Geist right there?
It is.
Man,
It's the Geist of Saint Trapped, actually.
He better get to a sweeper quickly then.
Well, he can far and away here, which is very, very good.
Yes, that'd be crushing.
But he doesn't have enough mana for that. I just realized. The Absence Pilgrim is protecting him from the away. Right, far as bounce, away is sack.
Yes.
So we're going to see a Spectral Flight. We're going to see a Rancor. We're going to see a Unflinching Courage. So Rancor targeting Geist of Saint Trapped. Brett is going to think twice in response, trying to net himself a Terminus.
Yeah, he did.
He very much did that last week. That was our highlight of the week, which you can see on our Facebook page at facebook.com/ZachSellsMagic. When he did live the dream of dead on board Terminus, draw with think twice, find a Terminus. So here we go. We've got 2 Rancors on the Geist, so that's 6. 7 from the Pilgrim. Angel makes 11.
Well, it looks like we're moving towards game 3 right now.
Well, it's not looking great for Brett, but he can untap here and
He's got a
and
drop.
Verdict, but Troy's got 2 mana open, and he did shock himself to make sure he had 2 mana open. So that always is a tricky situation. But of course, Supreme Verdict cannot be countered, which is not in any way an irrelevant fact here. So luckily for Troy, he does not have a follow-up creature, unfortunately. But luckily for Troy, his creature enchantments in this specific situation were all Rancors, which means he doesn't really lose much value. Negate taking out
AOT.
Jace Architect, obviously a sideboarded negate for Troy against the control deck.
How does one counter what is which one's uncounterable? Numerous ways.
You can
Rootborn defenses.
You can exile it. You can Mindbreak Trap it. You can Boros Charm it. You can Vincer it. You can Remand it. No, Remand won't work. But Vincer you can.
Yes, you can.
You texting your mom about this matchup?
Yeah, it's messaging me.
Okay. Tell him LOL. Don't tell him that. There's no reason.
Is that a Silverblade Paladin?
Silverblade Paladin. But of the unpaired variety, it's going to pick up 2 Rancors. Wait, was it already in play? Did I miss that?
I'm not sure. Brett's not complaining, so. As long as it's not Aetherling, Brett's usually pretty on top of what he needs to be doing with the...
And Troy is going to burn the last card in his hand using Simic Charm's +3/+3 ability. So it makes it a 9-powered attacker. 5 damage is going to trample over. The chat's saying about how they name Platypus on all their cavern activations just for swag points, which I like. A second Supreme Verdict clears out the Silverblade Paladin, and Troy is now playing off the top as he has 2 Rancors in hand, yet nothing to suit up. Brett cycling the back half of a Think Twice. We're going to see, looks like an Aetherling coming.
This is pretty much the point where Brett's just back in it. Right.
This Aetherling is a 2-turn clock here. Assuming Brett has learned his lesson from last week.
I think the public shaming was enough.
I just didn't understand what was going on.
Let's just ask Brett, just for posterity's sake. Brett, how many net value Drown Yard triggers would it take for you to win at this point? When you're watching this game on YouTube, please tell me. Comment.
He was on the wrong plane a little bit. But pumping Aetherling to the max does mean 8 damage a turn. Unblockable, almost impossible to kill.
Brett is a platypus. Brett is intentionally trolling people with the Bucket Island. He loves to do that.
I hate
he
the Bucket Island.
knows that Zachary Evans dislikes the Bucket
I've traded
Island.
him all the Cup Islands that he owns. I just trade him card for card for them because I know it makes him happy.
So Brett is a professional troll.
Troy tries to get back in the game with a last gasp Strangleroot Geist, but Brett has the Dissipate to close it out, and Aetherling comes home for the final 8 points of damage, and Brett Rose moving into the top 4 here. I don't know who won the Justin Sayer-Alec Myers match, but that one ended quickly. We have Ian Strege in the top 4.
Or not Justin, but probably Alec, because they were going to game 2, and Alec already came in.
Probably then. Seems like a matchup that he's favored in. Let's see for sure here what's going on.
I guess I could put my cards away, and then I would have to take up this space.
On the stretch.
So what are you reanimating with Immortal Servitude?
All the 2 drops in the world. Elvish, you basically just get back a bunch of, it's all 2-drop creatures. Elvish Visionary, Alchemist of Furnace, draw your cards.
Okay, that's what I saw Alchemist of Furnace for.
Give your 4 Blood Artists. You win with Blood Artist trigger, either through your sack outlet, which is Bloodthorn Vampire.
Sure.
3 of those. So either just outright, if you don't have the Blood Artist, you just hope to get him with that and kill him, or you just Blood Artist trigger him.
I don't
Name
get
4 Snackcasters. You have 4 Forbidden Alchemies, 4 Grizzly Salvage to kind of dig for whatever pieces you need. Land, the 5th land, the thing, whatever. Abrupt Decay, Tragic Slip for removal. It was fun. I enjoyed it. Kind of, people get a little surprised when they're like, Alchemist Apprentice.
I know, that's definitely, that's tech right there. That's exactly an Alchemist card.
It wasn't my idea. It's some guy on YouTube does like these rogues deck things, and it looks really fun. I've been wanting to play a Mortal Servitude deck for a while.
That's what FNM's all about,
I
right?
figured I'd try it. I didn't think there'd be a lot of people here tonight, so I figured jam a fun deck for a night and see what happens.
3 and 2 is very respectable.
Yeah. Yeah, Rest in Peace is really bad for that deck. So.
Yeah, it's a shame that Graveyard Hate has to be so good because there's so many good. There's stuff like Immortal Servitude is fun, but not like overwhelming.
Yeah, then you have like a very right.
Yeah, exactly. You got
Angel of Trinity and all that fun stuff.
Stuff that if you didn't have Graveyard Hate, you just dominate.
Yes, 3-2 with the Immortal Servitude deck.
Oh, waiting to know
Yes.
so you can see it. You only concern me if you can touch me. So.
So you're back home for the summer, or are you still up there?
No, I am down here in the valley till the middle of August. Then I got one more year. Didn't have to work today, so I got to didn't have to come and swag a tire.
Very nice.
This card's gonna be good, I think.
Little crawler.
Yes.
It's pretty solid.
This is my prize pack.
Anything good?
Varlaws.
Well, he's alright. I like him.
He's okay.
Better than a render silent.
That seems like something your brother would like.
That's what I said. He's like, he prefers counterflows. Yeah, the red blue.
Yeah.
Since they can't counter it back, it was just like, I mean, the overload's irrelevant.
Yes. Your brother doesn't like playing anything that's fair.
Yeah.
You can counter my spells back? Why would I ever play that card?
You excited about anything for Men 14?
I think that cycle of hate cards is neat. I like obviously the wolf and the Theme Slayer Paladin and the Merfolk that's gonna do some stuff.
The Tide Bender or something like that.
I think that Stronic Resonator is gonna be really neat. That's the artifact tap. Pay 2, tap.
Activated ability.
Triggered
abilities.
Not Rings of Bright Earth.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. Copy your Tusk trigger game.
For 3 months, yeah.
Why?
Actually, what you really want to do though is you want to play Resto Angel and copy
the
it.
Resto.
Because then you
get Beast and Life.
And then Beast and Life again. Yeah, it's not even fair.
Please just abuse Dark Tusk some more for a couple more months. That's what they're saying.
That was odd.
Open the doors, he's walking back.
Oh no, he put his head up under the camera.
I was trolling my own stream. There's one more match still going on. Brandon Gibbs and Casey Skibby are in a tight game 3 with Brandon playing Gruul Aggro. He has Casey down to 6, but Casey just ripped Amzadat off the top, and I think that's going to be good enough.
It might take a while, but...
Someone is telling Scotty to tell someone, who I assume is Zach, that he's a scrub. Or should we tell, is that your brother, tell him it's a scrub?
I don't know.
You guys realize Pithing Needle doesn't work against Aetherling, right? In what way does it not work against it?
I definitely used it against Aetherling earlier, so how was I cheating?
It definitely does work against Aetherling.
Oh, no, they're not. That's not what mana ability means. I have to admit, when I was first playing Magic, I was also confused by that.
Mana ability is something that generates mana.
Yes.
Lunar Elf.
Mm-hmm.
Such as tap.
Forest.
Forest.
Yeah. All of those things that generate mana. So we are waiting, like I said, I just want to give a brief update there. We are waiting on the final quarterfinal match. We've got junk tokens, or junk aristocrats, red, white, black, midrange, Esper control, and either Gruul aggro or black, white zombies in the top 4. And depending on who wins, well, actually, I don't know.
Brett will probably want to play, especially because Brett's not going to be able to play for a couple weeks now because of his work schedule.
Okay. So we'll wait. We'll fight the good fight. Huh?
Is that new?
I've had it for a couple of weeks. Maxx found it in some random box or something, and I traded for it.
Random box.
Yeah.
So Zach, what's the card you're most excited for in the M14? The M14.
None of them really. None of them are too exciting to me.
Yeah, it's a little bit.
Let's talk about some more spoilers when we wait for these guys to finish.
You talk about scavenging ooze. Do you think that'll do anything?
Yes. Yeah, it will. It's awesome.
It's awesome, but I mean,
for at least the 2.5 months, it's a main board card that you can cast off Burning Tree Emissary that ruins so many archetypes. Snapcaster in response, eat something. Umbrella Rise in response, eat something. Anything else?
but it kind of fell out of favor in Legacy because of Death Ray.
All right, let's talk about this. You want to talk about this lady? We've waited all night to talk about her.
Oh, you mean Elkin Bottle?
Honestly, I'm not a fan.
I'm not a fan either. So let's talk about this while we wait for the last round.
I will put Tybalt.
Chandra Pyromaster. So we all knew. Yeah, Scotty has resolved Tybalt in his life, so he gets no Planeswalker evaluation cred. So they well, how much time do you have? So when they released M14, we knew we were getting a new Garruk, and we knew we were getting a new Chandra.
Someone is wrong, by the way. Johnny Vengeance is a damn good Planeswalker.
Wait, someone's saying it's not?
Someone's saying all red Planeswalkers are bad. Johnny Vengeance.
Koth is great, and Ajani is awesome. Ajani is like one of the better ones.
All right, let's talk about
Pyromaster. So we knew we were getting a new Garruk and a new Chandra. The new Garruk came out. He's got some raw power in his abilities. Not sure how great it is at 6 mana. We'll wait and see.
He's green, though.
Everyone was hoping for we would finally get a playable, like not just a playable, like the only Planeswalkers that were playable, like Koth, was playable in a very narrow deck. Yeah, like a beat-down red deck. Where everybody was looking for a well-costed, efficient red Planeswalker that would go in any red deck, the same way that all the other Planeswalkers end up in all their decks. And instead, we got Chandra Pyromaster. Which, here's the thing. Is this card bad? No, it's obviously not bad. But there's no way I can be as excited about this card as I would be for a 3-cost Planeswalker. So
what would her first ability have to be for you to be excited?
Shock.
I think that's fair.
So it starts at 4 loyalty. It is a 4-cost Planeswalker, so it does occupy that same spot in the slot as a lot of other cards that see standard play right now. Its +1 is the classic Chandra ping something, but this one is a Searing Blaze without landfall. It pings a player and 1 damage that creature to control, so at least you get that added value where you can nug them down 1 and you can also take out a mana dork or something. But it also says a creature can't block, so it is a falter effect, which is good. If you're playing like an aggro deck, like this is more of a mid-rangey card or a late-game card in my opinion, but we'll see. Its 0 is the part that everybody's excited about. Its 0 ability says exile the top card of your library. You may play it this turn, which basically gives you pseudo card advantage. It lets you effectively draw an extra card that turn. The problem is you don't cast it for free. Like, you exile it.
It should be too good if you cast it for free.
Well, I know. Well, I'm not saying that's what it should be. I'm just saying that's not what it reads. And a lot of people are thinking like that's, you look at that top card. If you can play it, then so be it. You obviously activate it first to see if it's a land, and then you can play it if you want to. But
you should also do it before you play your land because you can play the land.
Right. But
There's going to be a bunch of people who screw that up.
It doesn't actually draw you the card. You have to use it that turn. It in no way accelerates your mana, so you don't actually gain anything other than the fact that you can alternatively cast that card as opposed to in a situation.
It's not going up either.
Yeah, and it doesn't protect itself well. And then its ultimate is like literally one of I think the only ultimates that can whiff. Like it can just legit.
Know what the ultimate.
Exile the top 10 cards of your library. Choose an instant or sorcery card, exile this way, and copy it 3 times. You may cast the copies without paying their mana cost.
It can whiff. It can.
Yeah.
I mean, it's unlikely, but
Like Rouse Eric can whiff too, but I mean Rouse Eric you have to
you have to have the
one
most
half
terrible
so
one.
4, 8, 16, 32, 1 in 32, which is like a 3% chance. This one, I don't know. I mean you have to build around it obviously, but like there's nothing about this card I'm excited about. Like the best ability on this card is the Falter, I think. Like ping something, gain some incremental advantage, and it can't block.
So what
Ping
if
with Thragtusk,
what
get
if it
through.
was shock but lava spike on the first ability? So you 2 damage to target player. Would that be better? Would you be happy about it?
I don't know. I really hate that all of the Chandras are like do 1 damage to target player.
I know. She's like the weakest planeswalker ever.
The only thing
Why would you ever hire her?
the
You
only
want to hire a mercenary who's good at their job, not someone who's like, oh, I'll protect you, Chandra. You know, something.
And I understand. Yeah, I understand why they always talk about like red planeswalkers. They're scared to death of printing one that's too good because like red, because of the nature of the color, you know, if you print it too aggressively, then they'll just get out of hand. But at the same time, like they just treat them all with kitty gloves, and it ends up being this like nightmare where none of them are playable. The only thing I've ever liked about Chandra is the 5-cost one where you can play it then fireball something.
Yes.
That was the only one I'm ever like, I'm glad I drew this card because now I have a fireball, but instead of discarding a sorcery, I have this thing afterwards. That's better than nothing. Literally, the best Chandra I've ever played is a fireball that at the end I have something.
You don't
And it's literally better than just because it can't be worse.
You don't like the Firebrand copy girl?
That's cool, but that's like narrow too because you have to build your deck around it, and at some points like you're not
Some
necessarily.
of us like building our deck around the card, Zach.
Yeah, but I mean, it's so fragile. It's so
It
fragile.
is.
Yeah, none of them really protect themselves. They're all fine in EDH. Someone's talking about how they're good in EDH. They're all good in EDH.
It's kind of embarrassing that Chandra's supposed to be like this super red planeswalker, and Rouse Eric's like lightning bolting people all around, and she's like,
But people think Rouse Eric's bad too.
Gut shot.
I just think it's funny, like they built the entire marketing campaign around this card, and then it's just like balls. Like I don't know. The best card in the set so far that I've seen is that, this Trionic Resonator is pretty darn amazing. But the Liliana's Reaver, the 4/3, if it does damage to them, 4/3 Death Touch. If it does damage to them, they discard and you get a Diregraph Ghoul.
Mm-hmm.
That's really good.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's cube worthy. But
Can you bring up the cards that you're talking about? Which ones?
I did. Yeah, we talked about some other cards earlier in the night. We talked about Imposing Sovereign. It seems really good.
What about the Hydra? That Hydra is going to be good.
Yeah, we talked about that. That card gets out of control really quick. It attacks for 8 trample on the turn after you cast it.
When it
Yes.
attacks?
Yeah,
and
it's
it
very
comes in with,
brutal.
4.
It costs 5. Gives you
It's a 4/4 for 5 with trample, and then when it attacks,
It doubles.
double all the counters on all the creatures you control.
It's going to be good.
Yeah, so it attacks the first turn for 8, and it has trample. That's the key.
Yeah, I see
Like,
that.
that's legit.
It's out of hand with like Biomancer. Even.
Like that's cubable too.
Door of Destinies is in the set, too.
Like I probably will place Chameleon Colossus in my cube with this. Simply because Chameleon Colossus is the only card in my cube that still has protection from something.
You don't want
I
protection.
freaking hate protection.
Why do you hate protection?
Because you just inadvertently bone like someone for like God forbid you draft a mono black like control deck and it's just like, oops, turn 3 Chameleon Colossus. All right, well I hope I draw one of my edicts.
So you don't die while eating?
Yeah, but they have freaking mana dorks. Like it's just like the worst. And like Core Firewalker, like hands down ruins.
Very powerful.
Hey, Ian.
What's going on?
Just thought you'd like to know that the top 4 split $112 total, so each got 28.
All right,
I'm shocked.
seems good.
I get to go home and pack.
You're going out of town this
I'm
weekend?
heading to Columbus.
I knew you were going to Columbus for just
For
fun.
family, visiting friends.
You gotta enjoy your last weekend, right? Because
Yeah, this is my last weekend before.
you gotta start working like a grown up.
Where at?
Intervest operating.
Where's your old office at? Is it downtown?
It is downtown on the boulevard.
Well, we should have a lunch date, guys.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
My wife works in Triana, which is right there in the old furniture
I'm
building.
always looking for people to go to lunch because no one likes me, and so.
Well, we're going to make lunch plans for next week. But thanks
Sounds good.
thanks everybody for watching the top 4 ditch splits. We'll be back here next week with more FNM Standard. Then we're going to have probably pre-release coverage at some point. And then 2 weeks from now, it'll be M14 draft. So everybody who always talks about we should do more drafts, be here in 2 weeks.
Throw Brandon under the camera again?
Hmm?
Gonna watch Brandon draft again?
No. As he drafts mono gutter skulk deck. It's bad times for everybody.
Mono gutter skull?
Yeah, even Zach Leonka. It's like, come on, man. All right, guys, but seriously, thanks for watching. Make sure to visit our sponsors at inkplaymats.com and affinityforcards.com. And then we'll see you guys here in a week. Later.